how's it going? I'm Zero.
I'm DK.
And I'm Rizzo, and today on Anime Reaction, we watched the 17th episode of Bungou Stray Dogs. If you want to check out our reaction to the 17th episode of Bungou Stray Dogs, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comment section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga, and don't forget to like and share our videos.
And
thanks for watching.
So, damn early morning filming. So on this episode of Bungou Stray Dogs, we finally get back to the present.
Yay!
A glorious return it is.
Yeah, and so we get a job that Atsushi and Kyoka had to go on. And I just realized that I should totally grab my character book.
Agreed.
Am I still over there?
But yeah, so the job was to deliver some papers to a judge. And I guess Kyoka kind of misunderstood what was supposed to happen. Paired with the fact that the judge never told the security at the courthouse that they were coming, so they couldn't get into the courthouse.
That's just bad planning.
That's the judge's fault.
Totally.
And he totally gets what's coming to him because of it.
That was hilarious.
Oh, that was...
I only know of one other way to get in. Shoot the power with a stun gun.
Shoot the fuse box.
Sneak past everybody.
Cause panic.
In the confusion. Let's see. Shoot a guard on the way up with the stun gun, and then bust into the room and shoot the judge down with the stun gun, and then deliver the papers.
I gotta say, less painful and much quicker than a lot of real-world delivery agencies. I mean, forget like $30 shipping and handling, just take a taser to the chest.
Those assholes at Jimmy John's don't fuck around.
Freaky fast.
Freaky fast.
This is not sponsored by video, by the way.
Anyway. So, and then we calm down a little bit. You know, we get a little moment with Atsushi and Kyoka that is totally interrupted by,
of course,
the major mom bitch.
Is she even on here?
I don't think she is.
Nope.
Oh. Yeah, not at all. Not.
Anyway, so basically she has a power that is basically the same as Kyoka's, but she can use it freely.
Which makes me think that they have purposefully trained Kyoka to only be able to do that with the phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're
Totally.
absolutely right. They conditioned her to be that way.
Which is probably the cruelest form of slavery. Like that is...
It reminds me of a 90s kung fu movie starring Jet Li. I forget the title, but I believe it's called like Unleashed or something like that. To where Jet Li plays like pretty much a slave to like a multi-billionaire who wears a collar, but when the collar is removed, he turns into awesome kung fu action guy. I think Kyoka is very much in the same vein as that character is.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with that is like this bitch mom.
Mm-hmm.
I can only think of her that way because, you know, she seems motherly, sort of.
To a fault. She's like a helicopter parent to Kyoka.
Yeah, and it's probably the reason why her Demon Snow thing is tied to a phone call, because at first, so this goes one of two ways. Either the Port Mafia calls her and activates her ability the first time and kills off her two parents, and then uses that to bring her to the Port Mafia, or the gifts accidentally triggers And then they decide to basically slave her out and put this leash on her in such a way that there's no way for her to control it herself.
I think that it was the second way because
It sounds like the latter.
yeah, I think that it was more likely that, especially if this is a trained thing, more of a brainwash thing, really. But
Yeah.
if this was a trained thing, then it was more likely that her power went off when she was really young, when she couldn't control anything, and killed her parents, and then the Port Mafia found her and were like, oh, we can use her.
Hey, yeah, free assassin ghost thing.
Yep, pretty much.
Sweet.
But, yeah.
That probably took a lot of brainwashing and a crap ton of conditioning and stuff like that.
That's true.
It probably took years.
Yeah, but the Port Mafia is pretty much, at least until the guild shows up, which we'll get to a bit later, they're like the experts on handling the gifted in Japan. I mean, they're better than the government at it, and then probably by the time they pick up Kyoka, the agency is still kind of fumbling around, really. So,
Well, I think that
Well, it was shown in the flashback that the agency was like really, really new back then.
right.
And I think that's probably around the time that they probably picked up Kyoka. If not, they picked her up a little bit earlier.
well, I think it's mostly because the Port Mafia has this sense of more or less brute force when it comes to that stuff. I mean, think back to Dazai training Akutagawa. I mean, it was...
That's not the Dazai we know. The Dazai in the prison is a lot more cerebral about how he goes, and how he goes about things. In the flashbacks, he just beat Akutagawa to a pulp.
And I'm fairly certain that Oda went through something similar when testing his abilities or something like that. I mean, he was probably shot at to wake him up. Something like that. It just really depends on how long Oda was in the Port Mafia. But a child like that being brought up in the Port Mafia like that, I mean, it's yeah.
The Port Mafia is actually starting to remind me a bit of Spectre, especially around From Russia with Love, where you get the scene with the shooting gallery with the live targets.
Anyway, so yeah, basically they set up a situation that I really didn't like because I really felt that they shouldn't have used Kyoka as a damsel in distress again so soon. Because you gotta think, obviously it's been a whole season plus 4 episodes that we haven't seen this. But if you're like marathoning through the series, if you don't watch the flashback episodes, which you could very well skip at this point, then they basically used her as a damsel in distress like 3-4 times in a row already, like just in situations just in a row.
Yeah, they do it again, it'll be an insult to a viewer's intelligence. They're like,
Yeah,
because you can tell, like, okay, we get it. She's been rescued by the Port Mafia. Let's begin her redevelopment as a character.
but yeah, basically, like, you can let up now. Like,
Indeed.
I think that they could have gone way different with that. But they set it up and then they subverted it, and then they subverted the subversion, if that makes any sense. Because, like, basically she was like, okay, I'll go with you, just don't hurt Atsushi. And then she subverted it by just, getting close and stabbing. And then there's the fight, and then, like, whatever bitch mom, whatever the fuck her name is, breaks Kyoka by revealing the truth about her parents. And then Kyoka, is broken and, goes with her willingly again. Only, for the agency to show up and wipe the floor with everybody standing there and then take Kyoka anyway.
It's like they were kind of, like the writers were kind of playing Indian Giver with that story development. Like, here we go, here's a moment of brilliance from Kyoka as a character where she, tries to assassinate the bitch mom. But again, here you go, she's, nice and broken again, broken and feeble and just being carted off as usual.
Pretty much.
Okay, it's really bad.
Leave her alone already.
But
Yeah, seriously, leave Kyoka alone.
Leave Kyoka alone!
let's see, we were introduced to Mr. Lovecraft.
Yes, and whom I can only assume is John Steinbeck.
Yeah, John Steinbeck. His powers are the grapes of wrath. Come on.
I know.
So, and then we're introduced to a whole lot more of them that they don't actually get to the names of.
Yep.
But they also mention that a Sir Poe
Oh shit.
and another character are left behind because they don't like flying.
Let's see, I know that one of them is Margaret Mitchell. And that's just because of our nice little character sheet here.
Yeah. Anyway.
We'll probably figure the rest of them out as we go.
Yeah, it is a huge cast.
But I think that the one problem I have with what was done in this episode was it went from bitch mom turning to the guild and just being like all out fire and just trying to beat them. Cut to commercial, and then when we come back, the guild has already turned left and wiped the floor with everybody.
Stood up and turned left.
Everybody, including about, 20 mooks, the bitch mom,
Everyone.
Atsushi, Kunikita, Kenji.
Yeah,
Everyone. Got it. Everybody that was standing there that was not a member of the agency just got annihilated.
No, it's not just like, oh, they beat us or some sort of... No, Atsushi's eyes are in the back of his fucking head, okay?
Yeah, and they're all laying there in a pool of their own blood.
Yeah, just whipped.
Yeah.
thank God for the dirty nurse.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
She is-
the deathly nurse.
Definitely nurse.
She solved their problems with a chainsaw.
And they'll never have the same problem twice. Well, alright, until the next time they're mortally wounded.
Yeah. Now the deal with Kyoka and that, basically after they had gotten rescued, they realized, they captured Bitch Mom, and then they realized that Kyoka wasn't there. One of two things happened. Either she ran away, or the agency took her. If
You mean the guild?
No, sorry, the guild. All these names. The guild. The guild.
The other unoriginally named agency.
Yeah, they're all so unoriginal that they
damn
don't
it.
stand out to me.
Right?
So I just mix them up in my head.
The agency guild.
The guild took her. Now, if the guild took her, I'm going to be angry because that's, again, like I said...
Number 5.
Yeah. Do it again, you get a free ice cream cone.
Really wanted that ice cream.
But, yeah, basically it's just using the same story device way too many times. And that's honestly, I think, a little bit, like...
Again,
It feels like this story is beyond using that. Like it should be.
yeah,
It's like,
again.
take a couple more steps here, guys.
Right. Get a little bit more imaginative, please. Which I feel really like I shouldn't have to tell this series that because the series is very imaginative.
It shouldn't, yeah. I mean, well, just from its basic concept of characters based on authors and kind of supernatural powers based on those authors' works, it is that much of an imaginative series that it should move beyond the cliched
Simple
distress.
damsel in distress moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is that, she might have run away, which
Yeah,
I could
that's
totally
what I'm
see, and
thinking.
that's what I would prefer as a story element.
Yeah, because she's maybe wandered away from the battlefield. She's broken.
Yeah, she's broken.
Stumbling around back alley. A cliche in itself, but not nearly as demeaning to her character.
Yeah.
It shows her character as a vulnerable, like, real person, which I much prefer that.
I'm really, really looking forward to Kyoka breaking out of the habit of relying on that damn phone. And Atsushi actually mentioned, why are you keeping on to that? Well, it's important to me. Well, it's dangerous.
Right when she gets the call.
Yeah.
Beautiful timing, bitch mom, by the way.
And, I get that it's nostalgic to her or whatever, but if she never wants to use her power again, then you would think that she wouldn't carry around the phone.
You think she would?
Because that's the only way that she can use the phone or use her power is by somebody calling her on the phone and telling her to use her power.
Or it's the only way anyone else can use her power, as we saw.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's anybody.
Foolish. That's the word.
Foolish. It's like carrying around a loaded gun.
It's worse.
It's worse.
It's like carrying around a bomb that somebody else has the control of.
There you go.
Yeah,
I mean, pretty much.
You don't have the button for it. And the odd thing is, like, anybody with a cell phone has that button, as long as they know that she's Demon Snow.
As long as they have the right number.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway. So after that, we get a little bit where the agency goes to their secret location. They start making plans. Basically, they form into different teams, 2 defensive teams and 2 offensive teams, because they learn through Dazai's torture.
Almost makes me curious about what he was doing.
Whatever he's doing.
Chills down my spine.
This is not meant for the eyes of children. Damn, bruh.
Has anybody not answered my questions before? Yeah, just those 2 statements, and she knows that she's fucked.
Bitch mom's awesome.
Oh, no. She knew that she was fucked when he locked the door. It's like she heard that click and went,
oh, shit.
Well, fuck. But yeah, so they learn through the torture of Bitch Mom, and also because the president gets ambushed on his way there, and people try to assassinate him, and he questions them after.
I'm fairly certain that he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder exactly. I don't know. Is he human?
The boss? No. Can't be.
You sure?
He must be like an evolutionary stage or 2 above man.
Also, I'm reminded of a joke back. What was his name?
Who?
The trace guy. The guy who draws things. I forgot what his name was.
Are you talking about Kunikita, who writes in his diary?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kunikita.
So, Atsushi goes up to Kunikita and he's like, he says, yeah, the president's been taken. Atsushi was like, oh man, we should totally like go give him backup. It's like, nope.
Just
he's
fine.
good.
He's good.
He's totally fine. What? What do you mean?
Yeah.
And he stands up and is like, let me show you something, boy.
Try to grab my hand.
And flips him over.
Flips him over faster than Atsushi can realize.
I'm reminded of a joke. A construction joke.
Huh.
Two guys are sitting there digging a trench, and one guy talks to the other and says, why are we digging the trench when the foreman's in there in the office? And I was like, I don't know. I'll go ask him. And so one of the guys goes in, asks the foreman, so why aren't you out there helping us? And he's like, okay, I want you to pick up the shovel. All right, try to hit my hand. And when he tries to hit the hand with a shovel, he moves it away. It's the desk. Okay. That's why. I'll get back out there and hit the trench. So goes back out there, and the other worker outside in the trench is like, oh, what did he say? Oh, he said, hit my hand.
Okay.
That's a joke. I'm just reminded of that joke.
Way off. Way off.
Bizarre, but still funny.
It was amusing. It's just okay.
It's a similar thing.
Yeah. So we learned that basically both the mafia and the guild are trying to eliminate the agency first, at least.
Yep.
Pretty much if they find him, they will.
Yeah.
And the Port Mafia already has quite the step up, because in the assassination attempt on the agency president, they had radioactive clothing that could be easily traced by the Port Mafia. Interesting fact about how scientifically accurate that is, but they're able to trace this radioactive gunk.
I mean, it actually probably would work. Like you could put something that you could easily trace on there.
Yeah,
there's other types of radioactivity other than the deadly kind.
Yeah, I mean, not all of them emits like all the gamma radiation that'll overcalcify your body.
I'm just interested in how they'd actually like track it. That's all I was trying to say.
Well, another James Bond comparison, they use a similar gadget, I believe, in Thunderball, for the radioactive homing pill. So, kind of the same deal. Anyway, science for another day.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Port Mafia knows exactly where the agency is stationed right now because they are currently stationed in a church. I feel bad for that church.
It is about to get
destroyed, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely leveled.
So this episode, while I enjoyed the episode, like from the action standpoint, the comedy was good when it was there. I did like getting back to the normal time. The bit with Kyoka really kind of dropped my enjoyment for this particular episode.
Just a wee bit.
Again, I just really feel that they should move past the whole damsel in distress story. And it's not even just with Kyoka, because they've done that with like several other characters now.
I don't know, it's like they wanted to reinforce or reintroduce kind of that story element, but again, I mean, there's no need for it. No matter like what pace you're watching this series at, I think the average viewer could have a good enough grip on it to appreciate more character development at this stage instead of just recycling the old trope.
Yeah.
And I think something else that I've grown to realize, the first 4 episodes this season, I think the biggest problem with that was we had so many characters, and all those characters had such a great dynamic with each other that we really didn't have any lulls at all. And then when we get into this 4-episode OVA basically of just Dazai, Oda, Mori, and what was his name?
Gide?
Gide. Yeah. We only get those 4 as like real plot points.
And they're like oil and water.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
It's 4 people
so similar
compared to the 8 to 10 people that we have in the agency.
Yeah.
They just have so much better.
There's a flow between them, I think, in the present time. And that's how you can get those transitions from action, serious dialogue to the funny moments. You couldn't get that really in the flashback arc.
But I do want to say that the flashback arc really reminded me of like Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah, very
it was
film noir, neo noir.
It was
Very
really
hard-boiled.
nice.
Especially since you got a lot less of the powers.
Yeah.
Mm.
It could have done fantastic as its own season. If you like expanded on it just a little bit,
Small spin-off series, okay.
it'd be kind of cool.
I know we said OVA, but a small spin-off series, that would have been nice. I know.
But yeah, I think we're going to leave that at that.
Yep.
We're back. Good old Bungou Stray Dogs as we know and love it. It's here to stay. So,
Pretty much.
yep.
Anyway, so let us know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you hated my joke.
But that's gonna do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm DK.
I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo.
See you next time.
And click on my face if you want to see our talk show, Otaku Saga Talks.
Click on my face if you want to see Otaku Saga Gaming, our gaming channel.
And go ahead and click on the waifu to subscribe and check out our new and improved Patreon page.